Mohawk-haired paratroopers of the 17th U.S. Airborne receive final instructions before entering Germany in 1945. Lincoln conspirator Lewis Powell is photographed aboard a ship after his 1865 arrest. A 1913 device promises better posture by supporting the wearer's chin. A Hanukkah menorah glows opposite Nazi party offices in Kiel, Germany in 1932. A young woman, crowned the Donut Queen, poses for photographers in 1957. Arikara warrior Bear Belly poses for a portrait in North Dakota in 1909. Two technicians work inside a space shuttle fuel tank in 1985. Sophia Loren relaxes between takes on Sierra Una Volta in 1967. Richard Nixon weeps at the funeral of his wife Pat in 1993. An unsettling skeleton costume photographed shortly before Halloween in 1915. Martin Luther King Jr. is attacked while registering at a Selma hotel in 1965. John Cleese kicks a football on the Monty Python and the Holy Grail, set in 1974. Actress Tallulah Bankhead hosts one of her famously uninhibited parties in the 1950s. A postman empties a mailbox attached to a Berlin tram in 1920. The Pacific Coast Highway passes directly through a giant cedar stump in 1920. A horse-drawn street sweeper designed by engineer Taillefer cleans Paris in 1864. Judy Garland rests between scenes while filming The Wizard of Oz in 1939. Two Maori women display traditional chin moko during a greeting around 1900. Striped men's swimsuits stand out in this beach scene from the 1940s. A woman demonstrates Isabel Gilbert's mechanical dimple maker in 1936. Americans celebrate the repeal of Prohibition in 1933. Showman Richard Novak plays a tiny trumpet from inside a larger one in 1940. Sylvester Stallone and Brigitte Nielsen appear together in 1987. Loggers transport an enormous load across snowy northern Michigan in 1908. Engineering students stand beside a motor they helped design at General Electric in 1928. A doctor treats overwhelmed fans during a Beatles concert in 1964. Arnold Schwarzenegger appears in a Wendy's anniversary advertisement in 1979. Model Celia Hammond campaigns for better treatment of farm animals in 1970s London. A Tibetan resident greets a visiting photographer in Lhasa in 1955. California surfer girls pose with their boards in 1964. Marilyn Monroe poses during a hair test for Don't Bother to Knock in 1951. A 1932 advertisement presents cigarettes as a product recommended by doctors. Elizabeth Taylor reacts intensely while watching a boxing match in 1960. A New Yorker gathers discarded metal cans for recycling in 1970. Liverpool marks the railway's centenary with an elaborate theatrical performance in 1930. Surgeon Louis Sayre demonstrates an early spinal suspension treatment in 1877. Dutch cyclist Piet van Kempen rests during a 6-day race at Wembley in 1936. Dutch brides pose with their mother on their wedding day in 1906. Human-computer Doris Barron studies measurement tapes at an aeronautical laboratory in 1955. Steve McQueen reacts as he meets actress Jane Mansfield in the early 1960s. A 1901 comparison shows smallpox in vaccinated and unvaccinated 13-year-old boys. John Matusak is transformed into Sloth for the Goonies. Matt Groening, James L. Brooks, and Sam Simon pose with The Simpsons in 1990. Liberated Wubberlin prisoners wait for medical care in Germany in 1945. Weightlifter Ivy Russell deadlifts 369 pounds in Britain in 1934. A French veteran displays the visible scars left by the First World War. Fijian men demonstrate their bodybuilding progress with an instructor around 1919. An elderly American gymnast demonstrates impressive flexibility in 1977. A young Claudia Cardinale poses at the beginning of her film career in 1955. Performer James Morris, known as the Rubber Man, displays his unusual flexibility in the 1880s. Illinois schoolchildren wait with their teacher for a solar eclipse in 1963. Researchers excavate the remarkably preserved Berezovsky mammoth in Siberia in 1901. A 19th century physiology experiment records electrically stimulated facial expressions. A taxidermist's display of bison heads reflects the species' devastating decline in 1897. A submariner tests the Momsen lung, an emergency breathing device, in July 1930. A public urinal stands beside a Paris street in 1875. Reconstructive surgery expands rapidly after the facial injuries of World War I. Catholic priests give the Nazi salute at a Berlin youth gathering in 1933. Howard Dolly, one of the youngest lobotomy survivors, is photographed in the 1960s. A convicted German spy awaits execution by American troops in Belgium in 1944. A newspaper article reports on public fears during a smallpox outbreak in 1885. 4,000-year-old Arctic snow goggles protected their wearers from blinding reflected sunlight. A 1914 wartime poster warns the public to remain alert for spies. Young women display the 1920s flapper fashion of painting designs on their knees. Pilot Merle Larson restarts his Piper J3's stalled engine by hand in 1946. Guests arrive in eerie homemade costumes for a 1930s Halloween party. A French pilot survives an emergency landing in Belgium during World War I. A handmade Halloween costume creates an especially unsettling portrait in 1910. Miniature builders prepare a vast landscape for The Lord of the Rings in 2000. London children sleep in hammocks suspended above underground tracks during an air raid in 1940. Elton John watches a Soviet League football match during his 1979 visit. A Victorian sign painter works carefully inside his London studio in the 1890s. Crowds fill a field during the Woodstock Music Festival in 1969. Volunteers test protective gas masks during a 1932 civil defense exercise. A London worker attaches a wax mannequin's head to its body in 1950. Horses move an entire Victorian house along Steiner Street, San Francisco, in 1908. Players contest a semifinal of the Swedish Ice Hockey Championship in 1959. Brigitte Helm cools down in her machine costume during filming of Metropolis in 1927. A mechanical rig tests the durability of new shoes in 1947. Marilyn Monroe appears without studio makeup during a quiet moment in 1960. Nancy Reagan sits on Mr. T's lap during a White House Christmas event in 1983. Alfred Hitchcock pauses beside the River Thames during filming in 1958. A dog is reunited with its owner after Japan's devastating 2011 tsunami. Leola N. King works as Washington, D.C.'s pioneering female traffic officer around 1920. Salvador Dali paints The Temptation of St. Anthony beside a live model in 1946. A World War II veteran works for a living in Tokyo in 1951. A dental assistant plays a gramophone to distract a patient from pain in 1922. Children ride a rotating playground carousel in the United States around 1950. A pair of bound lotus feet is compared with Western shoes in 1914. An artist records his changing self-image while living with dementia in 1995. Princess Diana returns an elderly woman's fallen cane during a 1989 visit to Hong Kong. A worker is photographed inside the Los Alamos nuclear facility in 1974. Kiribati armor combines a porcupine fish helmet with a sword edged in shark teeth. Barack Obama appears in the back row of his 1973-74 school yearbook. Malcolm Campbell stands beside the record-breaking Bluebird car in 1933. Walt and Roy Disney appear with Margie Gay in Alice Solves the Puzzle, 1925. A Royal Air Force gunner practices operating his weapon in 1941. Stage performer T. Alba could write simultaneously with both hands, feet, and her mouth. Bulgarian soldiers charge with the battle cry, "On the knife," in 1917. Luigi Lineri spent more than 50 years collecting and classifying stones from the Adige River. Women compare what $1.34 could purchase in 1918 and again in 1945. Salvador Dalí poses beside a rhinoceros during a surreal 1956 photo session. Young people enjoy a freestyle summer gathering in the final Soviet years. Ettore Bugatti and his mechanic pose with a four-cylinder Bugatti at Le Mans in 1912. Physicist Robert Oppenheimer is photographed in 1958, years after leading the Manhattan Project. A Swiss school photograph is believed to show a young Kim Jong-un in the 1990s. Sophia Loren attends a costume fitting for the film Attila in 1954. Pregnant Jacqueline Kennedy smokes a cigarette during a private moment in 1963. Among the Mangbetu, elongated heads were once associated with beauty and status. President Bill Clinton narrowly misses a football goal in 1993. An indigenous shaman is photographed in India in 1912. An astronaut undergoes a medical examination aboard Skylab 2 in 1973. A 1992 advertisement promotes matching knitted ski masks for the entire family. Albanian refugees crowd aboard ships while attempting to reach Italy in 1991. Police arrest a woman for wearing a revealing swimsuit on a 1920s beach. Babies sleep outdoors in insulated sleeping bags during the 1930s. A French woman accused of collaboration wears a German uniform in 1942. Workers move stacks of tires through Renault's French factory in the 1950s. German submarine U-118 lies stranded on the beach at Hastings in 1919.